Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices for Monday, August the 15th. I'm going to start with the S&P low volatility market here and just talk about that for a moment. As you may know, we've counted this down here as the A wave, the B wave and the C wave. And then we were looking at this move coming up through to here and getting the same length of that and putting it on the low there, which will take us to this box, which is the 50% lower end and 61.8% the upper end at 10,500. So I was thinking that we could possibly have a nice A wave, B wave and C wave to the 61.8% because there was nice resistance here before with that. But now we're pushing through here, and I can see from, well, if Friday closes strong, then Monday will follow through on that, the bullish weekly cycle. So we'll probably see this market move up to, well, higher ground anyway, up into the 7s or 8s up here in this particular space. But the important thing here is that normally when we have an A wave, a B wave and a C wave, they're normally roughly the same length. So they're still roughly the same length, but this move here is quite strong because sometimes wave C here compared to wave A is quite lazy, but this is quite bullish in that sense. The angle of it is quite strong. So it's starting to develop into a third wave rather than a wave 3. So that means that we're going to have wave 1 here, wave 2 here, and wave 3 somewhere up in this space here. Now we're going to have a wave 4, and then we're going to have a wave 5. Now, when we get 5 waves here in this move here, then we could label this 5 waves as wave 1 or wave A. If it's going to be wave A, then we will have a correction back, 50-60%, and then we'll have another 5 waves up. Now at that point, we can, let me just adjust this a little bit. We can still have our, I mean, it all looks bullish, I understand that, but we still need to look at both sides of the coin. So we can look at this here being an A wave in 5 waves, a B wave and a C wave up here, and then come down. So we have all of this as the A wave, then an A, B, C for the B wave, and down for the C wave. That fits at this point as well. The other point is that because we've got 5 waves in this move here, it means that we're going to get another 5 waves up, and it means that when we pull up here, we could have this as wave 1 here and coming back for wave 2, and then not coming all the way back down here, but just heading up into a big third wave to the upside. So moving much further up at that point as a third wave. So the third wave would be longer than wave 1 here. So in a way, all of this makes life a little bit more easier, because now that I know that this is probably a third wave in here because it's nice and strong, we were counting the market up, stocks up and indices up as an A and a B and a C wave here for an A wave, and then looking for the B wave. But now we're going to change that A, B, C to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but still keep the A wave here and then coming back for the B wave. But at the same time, we're also counting up as 1 and 2 and 3. So now we can look at wave 4. Now we can have more confidence in this topping out at some point. Different markets, different prices, of course. And then wave 4 to pull back, and then wave 5 to move up. We're currently long in the market in a lot of stocks and so on in this case, so we'll stay long. The bullish weekly cycle will start seeing profit taking on Tuesday morning, and then the trend starts to run out of steam Tuesday afternoon, and then Wednesday and Thursdays we get swing days, which would be quite nice for this wave 4 to play in here. So we'll trade up as high within reason up into this space here, and we'll talk about that with each individual indice as we go. We probably won't get involved in the wave 4 here unless something sort of really sticks out, but otherwise we'll have a quick trade up here. This will be another bullish weekly cycle coming up into this thing here, which will go for this one here was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. So, so, a good week to the upside for that, maybe, you know. But at the same time, we're also counting up as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 days. So a good week to the upside for that, maybe, you know. But at the same time, we're also counting up as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 days. So a good week to the upside for that, maybe, you know. So it's really this one over here that we'll get involved in the most in this move up here. Now we could get lucky and just continue in a third wave to the upside. We'll check on that. If it's going to be a C wave, then it'll be on more of an angle like that. So that might be a bit of a tell sign at that point. So anyway, but we'll look to trade this one up here. We'll play to that. We may have to dump it and go short again. But anyway, we'll just be flexible on that. We may be able to have a crack in the third wave here and the third wave here as a 5-3-5 structure. We'll see how this goes. Now, as a B wave and a wave 2 pullback here, they've got the same patterns as a 5-3-5 structure, except wave 2s are always simple. Wave B can be simple, but wave B can also be complex as well. So if this turns into a battlefield here of complexity, then we'll know where we are at that point. So through all of this here, we may be able to work out the behavior of the structure to help us identify the wave structure at that point. But anyway, that's sort of where we are, and this is how we're going to look at all indices, and it's how we're looking at all stocks. So we're looking now at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. And yeah, so I haven't changed all the charts. I've made some changes on some and not on others because I wanted to do it step by step and walk you through the changes as well. But the changes come because this move here on the low volatility stocks is definitely displaying a nice third wave. And on the indices, we could also see that the relationship between wave 1 and wave 3 here is apparent. So let's go into the S&P here. So as I just mentioned, I haven't changed this since last time we spoke, but what we're going to do now is we're going to move this over here, just move this out of the way a little bit, and we're going to look at this as wave 1 here. So we'll plonk that in there and here for wave 2, and we do have a nice third wave here. It looks thirdish, doesn't it? You know, so we'll move that wave C here. And this wave A here now needs to go on top of the 5th wave here, and this third wave will be over here once that move up here finishes. Now obviously when it gets to the 4,300, we talk about the trading levels now. We've got the medium level here at 400, 4,000, and then the major trading level up here at 5, and medium levels are halfway between two major levels, so 3,000 and 5,000. And then we have group 1 here, so the Fibonacci numbers 1, 2, 3, and then 5, and then 8. So all of group 1 of 1, 2, and 3 here, I would expect the market to trade up to 3 and probably above 3, but probably struggle to find support on the 3, even though it can trade higher than, and it probably will trade higher. So I'll just draw that up there a little bit, but we'll look at a bit more detail in a moment. And this here is the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree in this area here. So this wave 4 will probably could come back to 4-1. But it may be a little bit higher as well. Sometimes they're a bit like that. So maybe 4.15 or something of that nature. I just sort of using a bit of experience and guessing here for that, and then wave 5 to the upside here for that. And of course we'll need to shift these across here. And the other point here too is that wave C would need to go over here if that was going to be the case, and would put this probably a little bit closer over here for wave B. Now this would go to here, so we could go here as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave for wave B, and then come down for wave C here, which would make wave 2 or wave 4 depending on how you want to look at that. We could also use primary wave 4 at this point here as well, if we have this as an A and a B and a C and a bullish market and keep going to the upside. And if we're going to continue to go to the upside, and there's a strong case for that, especially from the crypto market actually, which is the new tech stocks really, isn't it? We've kind of got to take that on board. I know change is hard and we all have opinions from what we've seen and learnt from others, so we need to be careful about those. But the Bitcoin market's making a whole series of 1s and 2s and 1s and 2s and 1s and 2s here, which kind of tells me that, and it's looking stronger at that note all the time, and we'll look at that. We can go over that today in the big. So that's telling me that Bitcoin could be in quite a powerful move to the upside. If that's the case, then we can look at this here being wave 1 here with wave 2 here. Now wave 2 doesn't have to pull back 50-60%. It could pull back 40%. So we'll need to be mindful of that. Sometimes they're quite sort of short. They'll just have some sort of ABC pattern here and then move up depending on what the sentiment is coming out of media and all those sorts of things. So there's either way, what we'll do is we're trading long at the moment, as I mentioned, and we'll trade up to wave 3 here, which will be above the 4-3. We'll definitely see some sort of pattern across this 4-3 level here. We've got plenty of, it was the floor over here, wasn't it? And now it's the ceiling and so on. So we're going back over old ground here, which has memory. So all of this here, all of this volatility here, this is basically what we're going to see across all of this here. So this is all be across group 1 from 100, above 100 to 2 and 300 and 400 and possibly even 500, the next level in here. So 5 here being the second strongest number, and then 8, and we can also put in group 2 there, but I won't do that today. So that's really where we are at the moment with all of this. So and this also really does make a nice third wave to the upside, doesn't it? Nice in relationship to wave 1. So pretty happy about that. So this wave 4 here can be quite complicated. So if you've made money in this trend here, make sure you don't give it back in this trend. Okay, so we'll finish trading this off. We probably won't have much to do with this wave 4 here, but we will trade wave 5, and we might have a bit of a short trade in here if it shows up in the right way. But otherwise, we'll just need to be careful about this. This is where we need to focus on the buying opportunity at wave B or wave 2, and fingers crossed we've got wave 2 and we can continue higher there. That will also help. And we might be able to. I've been hoping to see something in the US dollar index. I haven't looked at it today, but I will do. But if the US dollar index is going to be bearish, then that's going to be supportive for the S&P. So that's where we are at this point now. Let's just go in and have a look. I think we're on 10k ticks and 5k and 1k, I think. So we'll just go into those and I'll just see where we are with them, see what I've done and what I haven't done. So I think this is kind of where we were last time on this a bit. So we've got wave 1 here with wave 2 here, and this just put that there. That's about right. So that's the length of wave 1. This was a little bit of a concern to me. You see how wave 1 here is actually shorter than wave 3 when I put it up here. So I wonder if I've got this counted right. But I'd like to put wave 1 here and 2 here, but I can't get the 5 wave. I need that 1, 2, 3, 4 here and 5 here for that. So a bit of a struggle, but it's telling me that wave 3 is shorter than wave 1. So what that tells me is that this wave 5 here is going to be shorter than wave 3 here. So we could look at 4 to 5 here being shorter than this distance here. So probably up around the 23 here would be about right for that. So if I take that there, that's about right. Put that on the low here. So I'm thinking that somehow, that would just need to be, I'm just going to keep that and bring that back into here for a moment, just to remind me. Maybe I've got this counted wrong here. Maybe I've need to put this here and look at this as 1 and 2 here and 3 and 4 and 5 here. I'm not quite sure if I've done something wrong here or not, but I do know that that we should see some sort of classic trading levels pattern across this level here before we see any upside. It doesn't need to push up over this. So if it does, we'll be long over here for this, but otherwise the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level. So trading to that number is pretty much it. I've got long trades in there and I've got my orders sitting to take it quite close to that number, even though that it can push up. But I know the group 1, that it will give us some type of correction across here. If it's going to be bullish and burn straight through there, it will still be there, but it will just be small, I think it's just good to have a bit of a look at Apple while we're here as well, because with Apple here, I've got this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2. So it's the same as the S&P. So we're going up for wave 3, 4, and 5 here to finish off here. So that should help us with a little bit of timing. So we'll see what it looks like on Tuesday. So probably Wednesday we could see a high in all of this, you know. Yeah, so that's 10k. This is, we'll go to 5k, I think. Yeah, it'll just be interesting to see how far this travels, you know. I mean, I can still, looking at this structure here, I can see that we've got wave 1 in here and 2 in here. So it's basically a 1 and 2 in here. And this is a third wave coming into play. So we'll have something across this level here, and then be something like this, and then some sort of ABC correction cross here, and then wave 5 to the upside. Might be quite short. It could be something like this, you know. So I'm not quite sure. I'll just be getting out here somewhere, but that's just me. And if I can find a way back in over here for this, then I will. But that's about it, really, in a bit of a nutshell. I don't think, I'll just have a look at 1,000. I don't think that's going to be, I've got something 1,000, maybe 100. Let me have a closer look in here for this. Yeah, we're quite close there, so that means, but it's still quite short, isn't it? It's just, it sort of bugs me a little bit that this wave 3 is going to be so short. I can see the structure here. I can see that we've got one. I can see we've got 1 and 2 in here. I can see we've got another 1, 2 here and a 1, 2 here. A nice third wave in here. It's hitting group 2 here, so group 2 over here will be. So we've got the midpoint here, the next level up between 200 and 300 here. We've got the levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. So we've just been at 5. So now we're at 8. So which will be 280. And we call 8 a profit taking number. So the market's going to see some 272 and 265 are the numbers here for that. Oops, close enough. So we're likely to see some sort of little dance in here as a little wave 4 and then a wave 5 here for that, so pushing up. But it still just leaves the whole structure short, you know. That's what's bothering me a little bit. So even if I played this in here and then a 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, so I'll just put wave 3 there, but maybe wave 3 is going to sit right on the top here for that. Probably will. I mean, it's the normal thing, and then I'll probably have to look at this as a smaller degree of wave 3 in here and wave 4 in here for that. But anyway, expect a little sort of resistance in here and then a push up into this number. And when it pushes up into this number, you're also going to have a push back into group 2 here. And then you go to the upside, and then you're in group 1 to the upside. We're in minor group 1 already, but this will be subgroup 1s, which will be 10, 20, and 30. So that this is going to be, it can trade above 30, but you don't want it finding support. That means, well, if you do, that'd be great because it'll go further up. But basically, this is the correction and the swing range within group 2 to group 1 of that particular number. So that's, for me, I'll just take my money here, and I'm not going to worry about what happens in here, because it just takes my intellect away. It just burns up energy that I don't need to be focused on, you know. So but that's kind of it in a bit of a nutshell. But there is a problem with this count that I've got here, because it just leaves it all a little bit short, you know, compared to the length of wave 1 here. But that could be the fingerprint of the market, the DNA, you know, of the market, because we know that this one here is longer than wave 3 here. So maybe this green wave 3 is going to prove shorter as well, you know what I mean? And that will be its little sort of fingerprint of that. Anyway, that's the NASI, and I mean the S&P. I'm just going to put that back over here, and this is the NASDAQ. It's the same. But yeah, and I'm happy with all of this counting. Everything seems to be good. Looking at it as wave 1, 2 here now, of course, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, going up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave. The fourth wave will pull back to the fourth wave of 1 lesser degree, so a bit of a test back here. And then we'll look for wave 5 to the upside. Now, because wave 3 here has got the extension in it, that means that wave 1 here and wave 5 will be roughly the same, but it also depends on how far wave 3 goes to the upside. Because sometimes if wave 3 extends too much, or wave 5 of 3 extends too much, then this is going to be too short here at that point. So then we'll need to take 61.8% of the length of wave 3, and then we can also add 1618 to the length of wave 4 to project to the upside. But anyway, look, we'll get there when we get there. So if you're long in this, that's good. Maybe you got a better price and all this on the pullback here. So, you know, any of these highs here would have been sufficient to move into for this. Where I only had that high when I had the last video, but you can see here that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So this is 1 and 2 here. This is 1 and 2 and 3. So it's going to be pushing. It will be up into here. The 8 is important here. It'll be some sort of dance across here and then a push up into 14. So you may want to, I don't know, hold on through that if you will. But that's where we are at the moment for that. We don't need that. Once we get Monday session in, and now that I've spoken about the wave 3, 4 and 5, that's really the big deal today. So then we'll just pull this apart here. We could probably have a look for a short trade if we're bored, but always trade, you know, because we're trading against the trend here. If you're in wave 4 here, we make sure that you trade less. You know, less is more. You have to pick and choose your time, you know. You don't want to do full trades because the market's not always in a bull run unless you're doing, you know, a longer term trend trade or something. So anyway, that's that. Over to the Russell. So with the Russell here, we've got 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. And then I'm also looking at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 moving up here, but I just can't see it moving past the 2000. So that's why I've just done a short little move here. I can't get 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, I mean, I wouldn't even be trading this, and I probably even said that, you know, you trade it to the 2000, you get out, it's going to be a sticky number, and it's going to, you know, it's going to be dancing around there. In one way or another, this wave 4 and that wave 4 will have a relationship later on in all of this, but we've got wave 3 top to play out, wave 4, not going to get that interested in it. We could trade wave 5 up here if you like, and then this wave 5 up here can be wave 1 or wave A, and then we'll be pulling back 50-60% somewhere deep into here, enough to confuse everybody, and then push up at that point. So we can plonk that over there, or put wave B over here. So that's that, and the DJ is much the same as well, looking at that as 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 3. Once again, the third wave here is just really short. I must have it counted wrong, but I can't see it because, I mean, the only other way, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2, and then 3. It makes such a nice wave 4 and wave 5 here, because if I put wave 1 here, then what the hell's this? You know, I've got 3 waves to the upside, A, B, C here, still leaves me with wave 2 here. So maybe this is going to extend up further. Maybe I've made the mistake there somewhere, with maybe it's stronger than I'm thinking. It's always a blend between having a market like this, treating it with its own identity 100%, but also too, you need to be philosophical about it, and you need to drag it into the other counts, you know. The other counts would have wave 4 sitting here, but then this makes a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at this point. Unless that's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 to here, and we've got 3, 4, 5. That would make it shorter. That could work. That would give that more length as well. And I'd bring that back into here. And to here. Then that's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. That will take me to here. That will bring all of that down to the 34, which is a very important number, by the way. It's a Fibonacci number, and we use Fibonacci as price, making that a little bit more harder here. Look, I think the long-term pricing is up here at 35. I just don't know if we're going to get there, that's all. If anybody's figured it out, can they send it through to me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. That's, I still got to drag that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into there. That's okay. It just makes wave 3 so short, doesn't it? I mean, it looks like we're in. I mean, I should be labeling it as a bigger bullish picture. Maybe I need to do that. Anyway, let's see. I mean, I know what Monday's going to do and got a rough idea about what Tuesday's going to do. Tuesday's going to be profit taking in the morning session and then up in the afternoon session, but up on lower volume. And then we're going to get into Wednesday and Thursday. So let's just take it inch by inch, and I'll try and figure it out as we go. Okay. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.